listening to the gentleman in the room helped me to be able to better understand, I guess, the way my husband feels being a black man in America. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Thank you. And again, this is the Heal for Professionals Luncheon. We talked about the physical dimension, but also talked about the current events that's going on within the African American community and our nation and how it's affecting us. If anyone else feels comfortable with sharing your thoughts.
My thoughts would be, how would we move on? How would we continue to, I don't know, process this whole thing? I mean, we can rally, we can do so many things. My only thing I know what to do is to pray. You know, to stay prayed up, and that's something I do on a regular basis every day. Before I even come to work, when I get up, and even when I go back home, or even traveling back home, I'm always saying in my own mind, and if I'm one of the buses, I'm praying, because I might see something that's out of norm, and I'm like, wow, you know, I'll pray for it. But my concern would be, how could I help my sons understand, because my sons both have tempers, and being young black men doesn't go over easily in this world and in this state and this city, because to get stopped, and I know because I have seen them in action, and the first thing I'm saying, y'all need to calm your spirit. You know, you need to just calm down, because it ain't that deep, you know. And they be like, well, Mom, no, but, you know, think about your own welfare of yourself, you know, about yourself. You have to love yourself enough to know that you don't want to cause no harm to yourself while you're out or in your surroundings. So, not just to my sons, because I have nephews. You know, you have little cousins. Be able to get that message out to the young men, and not just the young men, our women. Our young women are just as bad as our young men, you know, in this world. But my husband would feel, I thought about something Russell said, and that would be my husband. Because you talk about Philly's game to me, and I'm already angry. I don't want to hear that. I need to know what's going on right now. I need to know what I can do to move on and to keep going. And then my thought is this: we would never want a young mother like Natasha to even think those thoughts in her head. You know, I got a husband, I got a daughter, 2 daughters, and knowing that when he's out trying to provide for his family, he get pulled over, that you don't think the worst. Because that's all you was always going to be in the back of your mind, you know.
But I think the reality is that we all have a part.
Yes.
And I think we have to understand that. Okay, I pray. I pray, but my part in this may not be the prayer warrior. That might be your part. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody has a part. Do we know exactly? And I think WW said that best. Really not know how, other than spiritually, socioeconomically, and then maybe the revolution might not be televised. Okay, and I think that everybody is going to have a part. You know, and I think it hurts sometimes to say, well, what is it that I could do? I don't have the answer, but I don't think the little spurts in New York and Baltimore, I think it has to be a march on Washington. I think it really has to be something massive, something nationwide, where people are coming from everywhere to say, look, we're not doing this anymore. You have to figure this thing out. Where everybody has to say, look, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? And when you say you gotta go, I think that that's a step. Is that the answer? Necessarily no. But I think for me, there's more power in the numbers than just the little spurts everywhere. Just 100 here, 500 here, 200 here. We just have to do that. That's a start. And then we don't know what's going to happen after that at this point. if you feel that you have to do something.
I think I just got this impending feeling of doom. And I hate to sound so foreboding, but I'm just saying what I'm saying is I think that the Million Man March, and I think we did that. And I think that right now what's going to happen is there's going to be some incident or some, you know what? I'll just sum it up in this one sentence. We did the Million Man March, but I think what's going to happen is a Watts riot. That's what I believe is going to happen.
Nationwide?
Nationwide.
Difference. And that may be.
I see that coming. I see it happen like dominoes. This city, it happens here, then this city starting.
Right.
I see something like that. It just seems like it's coming to that, in my opinion. Because this stuff is.
See, the thing about it is, we haven't, but what we tend to do in those instances is self-destruct. You know, it's almost like.
You destroy our own neighborhood.
We talk about the people on welfare, that they pimping the system when really the government is the ones that's pimping the system. So we tend, oppressed people oppress people. And that's what tends to happen. So I'm not sure, but whatever it is, I'm being prayerful, God, and I'm being prepared for however it goes down. Okay.
But one thing for sure. One thing for sure and two things for certain. We got to do something. Because I was just looking at the men sitting there, and in my imagination I began to see them disappear to the point of extinction. We cannot just sit by and allow these things to happen. Now, I'm not saying that I have the answer. I know for me, I'm tired of marches, protests, and I definitely am tired of riots, and I don't encourage civil unrest. I think we should do something that's going to benefit us in all 6 dimensions, not destroy us in 1 or 2 of them.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying that I have the answer, but I know there are some people out there who have the answer, but we've done all of those things. And they've just bluntly, because of with the help of social media, showed us that none of that matters. Now, that is a scary feeling right there. Now, where do we go next when these are the powers to be? Because when you look to the left, you have your own people who are oppressed and don't know who they are on all levels, thuggish to the professional, who are coming at you just as hard. And then you have on the right, the oppressor, who throws the stone and hides the hand, who is benefiting off of our own people who are coming after us and whatever. So it's war on both sides. So one can get overwhelmed and just give up. But if you are the prayer warrior, if you are the intercessor, then we need to pray. But at some point we're going to have to get our hands dirty. And we got to fight and be willing to die for the cause. Now, I know we're on social media. Hopefully y'all see me next week. But it's people like myself who are going to speak up, who they're going to destroy first. And I understand my wife's sentiment. Because I will stand up. I don't just talk about nothing. And they get us first. They cut us off by the knees because the rest are running away, trying to deny that this thing is happening. We're telling you right now it's going down. We don't necessarily have to fight. We don't have to shoot. But this is not a nonviolent movement. This is a movement. So whatever is necessary at the time is going to go down. That's it. And the weak at the time of the war will become the enemy because we can't carry no weight. That's when the scripture says father against father and son against son. And we're going to see these things come to pass because if you are weak, you are the enemy. It's time to fight by any means necessary.